Hi everybody, Richard again here from Electric Classic Cars, and in this week's episode I'm asking the question, how much of my time, or your time, is wasted filling up with fuel or electricity? Let's get into it. Now, to set a baseline for this comparison, we're going to go back in time for me to fuel-powered cars in Tim's beautifully maintained and clean Vauxhall Astra, which, believe me, is green. That's the colour under there, is it?
It is green, yeah. The
okay.
colour's green, but the fuel type's not green.
When was the last time you cleaned this? Before COVID?
Last week, actually, but I do a lot of miles, so...
there you go. Talking about miles, we're going to work on UK averages here because, you know, there's going to be people out there watching this video say, oh, I travel 600 miles a day with a trailer across the Sahara every day. And then there's going to be other people say, oh, I only use my car once a week and travel 20 miles. There's always exceptions. I'm going to be talking about averages. And talking about averages, the UK annual mileage average is 7,400 miles. And that's actually been going down and down and down, especially the last few years in COVID. But the average at the moment is 7,400 miles a year, which is 142 miles a week. We're going to be working off these figures. And the average MPG for cars, petrol, is 36 miles per gallon and about 42, 43 I think it is for diesel. So we need to go and fill up enough fuel now and time it for Tim to be able to do 142 miles in a week.
Can I pay for the fuel under expenses now then?
No, this is coming out of your own pocket, mate. So next shot for us is going to go to an old-fashioned, oldie-fashioned petrol station. I don't even know where the closest one is, mate.
Let's go. I know where they are. Let's go.
Right, let's go. Right, we're off to a petrol station. That's something I've not said in a while. Following a diesel Astra that sounds like a tractor. Oh, I forgot. That's the soul that we're hearing. Apparently, the soul of a car sounds like a diesel tractor. So here's a question for the American viewers, because I was researching what's the average miles per gallon for a UK car, which is for a petrol, 36 miles per gallon. I also discovered that American car average is 24 miles per gallon, even taking into account the imperial versus US gallon anomaly. So UK average is 36 miles per gallon, US is 24 miles per gallon, even though, as our American viewers like to say, they travel a whole lot more miles than we do over here in our little island. So if that was the case, that you travel so many more miles, why have you got such inefficient cars over there? It's bizarre. It must be because you like your pickup trucks. Nothing wrong with that, because I'm driving one right now. But the other thing is, why do you call it gas over there? Because it's not gas, it's a liquid. Petrol and diesel, it's a liquid. So why do you call it gas? I never quite figured that out. Right, we're coming up to the petrol station now. I better get ready on the stopwatch. Oh, hang on. There he is, he's pulling in. Quite busy today, bit of a queue. It's quite weird watching this. It's like a black and white film. What? A film of nostalgia. That's definitely something I do not miss. Standing outside, especially in the colder winter. Come on, mate! Waiting! What are we up to now? There we go, it's 2 minutes. have you chosen the slowest pump there or what? Hooray! He's finished. Now comes the hardest part for Tim. Paying. Go on, mate, get your wallet out. What are we up to now? 3.5 minutes. Now he's only put enough fuel in for a week's worth of motoring, which was, what did I say, 142 miles. And to be fair, even though it's busy here, he has just gone straight to the pump. So there will be times, obviously, where you have to wait a little bit for somebody in front to move, but not often. The other thing that's of note, especially in rural places like this, is petrol stations aren't 24 hours. Our local petrol station closes most days around about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind, although that's only for rural situations. Oh, look out, he's back already. Oh, you've got the thumbs up, we're off. Right, stop the clock. Back to the workshop to crunch some numbers. So there we go, a nice, oh, I've touched it now. I've made a clean patch. You're going to have to clean the rest of the car now. So there we go, we've done our lovely trip to the petrol station, and you've filled up with 15 litres?
15 litres, yeah.
Okay, how much does it cost?
£28.
28 quid.
Yeah.
Right, so 15 litres, which should be enough to do 142 miles, which is the average miles in the UK people travel per week. So, and it was 4 minutes and 53 seconds it was. Now, bear in mind, a petrol car would need 17.9 litres per week. So you'll need to fill up a little bit more, so a little bit longer. So I think it's fair to say 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes is a
good average to fill up for enough fuel for the week. Right, so get my calculator out. So 5 minutes times 52 weeks in a year. That is 260 minutes. So that is 4 hours and 20 minutes. 4 hours and 20 minutes you spend filling up with fuel per year. All right, so that's petrol and diesel averages in the UK. So now it's time to talk about how much time the average person would spend filling up with electrons per year. Right then, so how long did that take you at the petrol station?
Took me about 5 minutes at the petrol station. That was for 142 miles of fuel, which is a week's worth. And the 5 minutes included me sort of driving in, standing there filling up and paying for it.
Right, so 5 minutes on average per week filling up with fuel.
Yep.
Get your stopwatch ready, because I'm going to show you how much of my life is wasted getting juice into this thing.
Okay,
you ready?
Stopwatch is ready. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
Stop the clock.
Well, that was seconds, wasn't it? That was less than 10 seconds.
And that's it. That's literally all it takes. And now I'm going to go in, have my tea, get on with the rest of my life while this is charging up. Nobody that has an electric car charges up like this, going, come on, for 5 hours or whatever. That's simply not how it works. You just plug it in and get on with the rest of your life. And on a day like this where we've got sun and I've got solar panels, this is also getting juiced up off the sun, which is nice as well. With charging, there are 3 elements to a journey, if you like. There's your start to a journey, which is normally at home. There's the en route journey, and there's the destination itself. 99% of charging is normally done either at home or at your destination, be that Tesco's or multi-storey car park in Cardiff, or work, for instance. And that's usually how it happens. If it's a public charger, it might take a little bit longer to get out your contactless card and pay, or go onto an app and just pay through an app. But literally, that's as simple as it is. You plug it in and get on with the rest of your life. So that's home charging. Let's have a chat now about destination charging. So there we go. This is second type of charging, which is destination charging. So this is when you get to the end of your journey, whether or not it's work or shopping at Tesco's or whatever, and you, a couple of seconds, plug it in and you get on with your life. And at the end of the work day, you come back out, get in your car, and it's fully charged, and off you go again. Now let's talk about en route charging, because we've done destination and home charging now, which literally takes seconds. But en route charging is something you'll need on a long journey. But those long journeys, you're going to stop normally anyway for a bite to eat or a toilet break in a motorway service station. And that's when you do rapid charging. And rapid charging is a lot quicker than home and destination charging. So by the time you've gone in and had a toilet break or grabbed a burger and something to eat, your car is pretty much going to be full. In fact, when me and Tim went down to Farnborough last year, we went from Mid Wales down to Farnborough on the main 40 motorway service stations. We stopped off, and halfway through our burger, I got a notification, because we took Pam's Tesla, that the car was full. And we had to quickly guzzle it down and get in. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's right. So it was charged quicker than our sort of rest stop.
And that surprised you, didn't it?
It did. I'm always amazed how quick it takes, especially with the modern rapid chargers, because they're getting quicker and quicker, aren't they?
Yeah. So even with en route charging, we found, certainly 7 years of electric car ownership now, that even with en route charging, it doesn't actually detract from getting on with your life. We would have stopped anyway. So en route charging, quick rapid chargers, and by the time you've had something to eat in a motorway service station, you're good to go. So there we go. We've crunched the numbers and the results are in. So for a petrol and diesel car, on average, was it about 5 minutes a week, wasn't it?
5 minutes, yeah.
So 5 minutes of standing there like this, smelling lovely fumes per week, which is, 4 hours and 20 minutes per year wasted filling up fuel going like that. Electric's a little bit more complicated, because obviously you've got your home charging, so you've got your destination charging and en route charging. And let's say, I don't know, maximum 20 seconds per day going like that and putting the cable on the hook and then walking off. 20 seconds times 365, so you're talking about 1.85 hours per year for just going click and then walking away, or click and putting the cable on there. En route charging is a little bit more odd, I'd say, to figure out, because I was thinking about it quite a lot last night, and we've done a fair amount of long journeys this year. En route charging when we travelled down to Cardiff and back, down to London. Longest journey we've done is up to the Cairngorms, for instance, and back. And if I was really pushing it, I'd probably say maximum an hour worth of en route charging. And I'm not counting when you stop at a motorway service station to go for a toilet break or go and have a burger, because we would have done that anyway while the car's charging up. I'm talking about specifically having to stop to charge up, and you're doing nothing else but waiting for it to charge up. And an hour is pushing it. I reckon, if I'm honest, it would be more like half an hour in the whole year that we've just been sitting there going, come on, I need to get going. And to give you an idea of what I mean by that is, the one down in Cardiff that we just charged up the other month, that was a 250 kilowatt charger. Now that's 15 miles per minute. So after 10 minutes, we had 150 miles in the tank to get going again. So even for that charger there, we were there probably 10 minutes. It was a Tesla showroom, so we just had to wander around, had a peek through the window, and then we were off again, 10 minutes. So what was that? So let's say an hour en route charging plus the 1.8, so it's 2.85 hours per year spent fueling this on electrons versus 4 hours and 20 per year with petrol and diesel. Is that a shocker for you? Because for most electric car owners, it's not. Certainly when we're driving past petrol stations and looking at people in the rain filling up with fuel going, I don't miss that anymore. So, for the EV owners out there, do you think the numbers are about right? And obviously there's going to be people that don't have a home charging. So 30% of people that own a car in the UK don't have off-street parking. So their numbers are going to be slightly skewed, and they'll be more towards the actually probably a little bit more than that for that percentage. But for most people, they have home charging availability, let's say. So for all you electric car owners, are the numbers about right for you guys? And petrol and diesel cars, you can have your fair shout as well. Do you think you can fill up with fuel quicker than Tim did? Or, are some of those filling stations a little bit longer? To be fair, you had an easy shot there, didn't you, Tim? Because there was no queues at the till.
And I didn't get distracted by the sweets on the way out in the shop either.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that was quite an efficient fill-up for you there. And some petrol stations you'd have to queue and wait for the car in front to go, or you get to the till and it's got a queue there. So I think we've worked the numbers fairly average there. So I'm interested to hear on the comments below what you think. So hope you enjoyed this video. Tim's off to clean his car, and we'll see you on the next one.